Celtic fans who were around. Many flights from Scotland which left in the small hours of the morning will be coming in throughout the day. You can probably see the bull ring over there, the famous Plaza de Toro and the Matador statue just behind me. And Celtic will certainly need to show off all their traditional fighting skills to overcome Porto, very much favourites to win the cup tonight. And at the final whistle, will the men who've gone out in those famous hoop jerseys have become the magnificent civilians, or maybe the Seville sensations, much as the Lisbon Lions did in 1967, when Celtic won their first European trophy.
Now, Scotland's new Cup Final tonight. Louise Port is in Seville. Hello again, still surrounded by happy Scottish people, Louise?
Good morning. Well, it's one big party here in Seville. There are 60,000 Celtic fans. Although only 15,000 of them actually have tickets. The rest are just here for the party. The Green and White Army has descended on the city of Seville. Doesn't know what city, I can assure you, from all corners of the earth. They come from Sydney, Hong Kong, Los Angeles, New York, of course from Glasgow as well. They're all here for the big game. It's the first time in 33 years that Celtic fans have been able to cheer their fan on a European final, and they're certainly going to do it tonight.
Oh, sorry. Louise, thank you very much.
Happy to help things along. The Celtic supporters are hoping the current squad will give them cause to celebrate tonight. Of course, Martin O'Neill also knows all about European glory from his playing days, but he isn't taking a repeat of that success as a manager for granted.
Not at any moment at all in this stage of our run have I ever thought that the UEFA Cup is Celtic Park bound.
And as the tension and excitement mounts ahead of tonight's UEFA Cup Final, some Celtic fans are finding the ideal way to calm the nerves. And keeping cool is something the Celtic players will need to do during tonight's game. The heat's intense out here. No doubt the atmosphere in the Olympic Stadium will be too.
89% of secondary school.
We'll have up-to-the-minute team news and trackside reports.
The vantage point was taken. Remember this man, former assistant manager Tommy Craig, joined the party. It's the UEFA Cup Final. It's one big party. A party which included this gentleman who, for obvious reasons, didn't want everyone to know his identity.
Some little bird tells me that you've got a relation that plays football somewhere. Tell us a bit about that.
That's Barry Ferguson.
And what is he to you?
Son-in-law.
Does he know he's out? You're out here?
Aye.
How's your... How does that relationship go down?
Brand new. Brand new. Long as looks after the daughter and the kids. Beautiful.
How does it feel then when you watch...
He slags him, he slags me, you know, you get a laugh, you know. As long as we won the league, so I'll keep slagging him running the league.
Did he wish you all the best?
Yes, we did, aye.
You know, it doesn't matter which street corner you turn, the site is all of green and white hoops scattered throughout the town. Well, these guys seem to be in a good mood anyway. What have you made of the experience?
The came from brilliant, absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. This is really what we're on about. Celtic are the right team. We're going to win.
You say he's going to win. What's the score going to be tonight?
1-0 to Celtic.
Goal scorer.
Henrik Larsson, 200th goal.
Henrik Larsson's 200th goal. What do you think the score will be?
2-0 to Celtic.
Goal scorers?
Alan Thompson.
Apart from hail hail, other buzzwords here are...
You got a ticket?
Tickets. And those that don't have a ticket will be watching the match here soon. Porto fans are also here, but on a much smaller scale. This group is adamant UEFA Cup is Portugal bound.
O povo português da cidade de Porto que não pode vir cá, a maior saudação que o Porto leva a taça do campeão para lá, para Portugal. Obrigada, graças.
We win for 2-0.
Well, as the celebrations in Seville gather momentum, heaven knows what it'll be like if Celtic actually lift the UEFA Cup tonight.
Preparations for the big match are well underway, with those lucky enough to have tickets already making their way to the stadium. Jim Delahunt has the latest from the Estadio Olimpico.
Thank you very much, John. Yes, welcome to the Estadio Olimpico. Just over 90 minutes now to go until kick-off, and things really hotting up here. As you can see behind me, the Porto fans are here in considerable numbers for the match tonight. We've heard all about the Celtic supporters today, but let's demystify one thing. There are going to be an awful lot of Porto fans in the stadium here this evening. It may be 10-1 in terms of the number of Celtic fans in the town, but as you can see, some of them waving the flags behind me. I reckon there could be anything up to 15 or 16,000 Porto fans in the stadium tonight. That means that the Celtic fans may outnumber them only by just getting on towards 2-1. It's been very peaceful. I've seen absolutely no trouble in the last couple of hours. The gates are open now. People are filing their way into the stadium. The police here in Seville did promise a cordon of steel, is how they termed it yesterday. They certainly have been fairly strict, making sure you have a ticket before you get close to the ground, but the Celtic fans and the Porto fans mingling freely. They're exchanging photographs, they're swapping jerseys, swapping scarves. I think it's going to be a very, very good atmosphere inside the stadium. I'm off to enjoy it now. Back to you, John.
Jim, thank you very much. Enjoy the game.
Well, all week here in Scotland Today, we've been bringing you some incredible tales of how the Celtic fans have managed to wing their way over here to Seville. For one young man, though, as we've discovered, watching his heroes live in action play over here has come at a cost. He was supposed to be getting married today in Pakistan. Needless to say, he didn't make his wedding. He's out here instead. Mike Edwards has this exclusive report.
Breaking the bad news, Tay Beg is telling his bride-to-be, both families and 1,500 guests, that he won't be at the wedding in Lahore this afternoon. It can happen. Your pals take you on a stag weekend to London and you end up in Seville for the football.
Once in a lifetime, and like I say, wedding can happen again, but Seville, Celtic, after 38 years, so need to go to the final on it.
Die hard, you see. A season ticket holder. So the whole thing was to get the boys to go enjoy the game. The boys waited 20 years. So's the girl. Don't mind me saying. He got engaged when he was 5. So surely for God, if she's waited all those years, another day in history wouldn't make a difference.
What was the reaction?
They're not happy about it anyway.
What did they say?
They're not happy. They're saying that you let us down and everything, so I've just told them I can't be bothered with this anything.
Are you going to stay for the game?
I'll definitely stay for the game. See when we go by, what happens after that.
And worry about the repercussions later?
Well, should be alright afterwards, and right now they're here at the moment, and because we never told them what was happening, we done it without telling them that they were expecting us over there, so.
Is it worth it?
Hopefully they'll do it for us, and if Celtic does it, I think it'll definitely be worth it then.
Tay says he'll make it up to his new bride by taking her on a lovely long romantic honeymoon to Monte Carlo, where Celtic will play in the European Super Cup Final if they win tonight.
Mike Edwards with that report there, and Mike has been following the Celtic fans as they've been making their trip out here to Seville. You can catch up with how his stories have been going. There are some crackers as well. They'll be featured in a special programme. It's called The Boys from Seville, and it's been screened on this channel next Monday night at 8 o'clock.
And believe me, that is going to be worth watching. Many famous faces have been flying in for this final. Rod Stewart is here, Billy Connolly is here, and there's a who's who of football history have come to attend tonight's match. I've been speaking to one man who wouldn't have missed this game for the world.
This is something of a family trip for you.
It is. I'm here with my dad, who lifelong Celtic fan, and Charlie Burchill, my partner, who all through our travels with Simple Minds, we've always had a keen eye and a keen ear on events at Celtic Park, and it's great to be here on what I'm sure will be or is a historical day for the club.
What are your own memories of the big event in 1967?
Well, I was 8 years old. but I was very fortunate in as much that the night after the game in Lisbon, my dad took me up to Celtic Park to sort of welcome the team back, and it's something you'd never forget.
And how did you actually see the game going?
I mean, I do think Celtic have a great X sort of factor in Martin O'Neill. I think he's a man destined for great things. He's already done great things. And I think if there is, say, a disparity in quality, as the experts say, I think O'Neill can inspire Celtic.
Of course, at one time you were involved in the consortium to buy over Celtic. Could you ever have envisaged this happening during that period?
The club was still, it was going sideways at most. And I'm happy to say that since then, although obviously I'm not involved, since then the club has transformed. And at the end of the day, as a Celtic fan, that suits me to a T.
So a night of glory ahead?
Over this past month I've been saying it would be a bonus if Celtic would win. Sitting here on the day I'm like, just bloody win, you know. Just win. Anything can happen. Celtic are the underdogs, but you'd be mental to bet against them.
Well, as the carnival atmosphere certainly builds here in Seville, I can tell you that back home in Scotland and in Glasgow particularly, the anticipation is also mounting. Ranald Lees has been spending the day with the fans back home as they prepare for the big nights ahead.
Hail! Celts! Here!
What the hell do we care? What the hell do we care?
10 o'clock this morning, and Baird's Bar in Glasgow's East End was not only full of hopeful Celtic fans, several tons of sand were also there to help recreate an authentic flavour of Spain.
Well, I can't afford to go to Seville, so I'll come over here. I'll make sandcastles on the ground, I will.
It's going to be a great night in Glasgow. A fantastic night for everybody, not just Celtic supporters. I believe some Rangers supporters, they'll be celebrating as well. Well, they'll get drunk anyway.
Now, if there's one street in Glasgow in which you'd expect people to be concerned about tonight's game, it's this one, once famously the shortest street in Glasgow, and now home to, amongst others, Raymond and Frank. Now, Frank, there's really no need to ask what you'll be doing tonight.
Oh, tonight we're having a family party, just the kids and the family. We're going to watch the game. Concerned but confident that we can do it. A nice 2-1 victory would do me.
You'll be looking forward to it, won't you?
Yeah.
Raymond, what about yourself? Anything special for tonight?
Yeah, I'm just going to go out to the pub tonight. A couple of my friends are actually out there at the moment, but the odds that they couldn't afford it, just going to go to the pub and soak up the atmosphere.
Of course, the big question is, can you actually lift the trophy?
We're in with a really good chance. I mean, we've got this far. I don't see why we can't. I mean, we're underdogs tonight, and that's what we like.
Many bars right across Glasgow are being granted late licences, but police are reminding fans that the law prohibiting drinking in the street will still apply.
I hate to be the party pooper, but the bylaw is still in place, and we will certainly be making sure that, as far as possible, that's adhered to.
And final preparations for this evening's festivities are going on right across Glasgow, from decorations to seating arrangements and even the odd song to lift the spirits.
Come on, Hoops! Come on, Hoops!
Pauline argues certainly got something to celebrate. Baby Emma, who arrived 3 days ago. What Pauline doesn't have is partner William, who left for Spain just hours after the birth of his daughter, but is struggling to get to Seville in time.
He's stranded in Barcelona with a ticket to go to see the football game tonight, but he can't get there because everything is just fully booked, and it's supposedly it's madness.
Pauline says she's happy to watch the big game on TV, but be warned, if you're planning to do the same without a licence, you may be caught out. Detector vans are going to be out in force for what will be one of the most watched events in years.